So this is going to be the composition for this piece this week. The reason why I share it with you in this video is because I'm more aware of the composition now than, well, not than ever. Maybe not more aware, but I'm more focused on different things in the composition now than before. I'm always, there's always a certain conflict in my compositions between the function of the objects and the abstract element of an object in the composition. So in other words, this is a line, this is a direction, but it is a roof, beginning of a roof of a building too. For me, it's really, it means more freedom when I am able to forget totally that I'm painting a building. Actually, that's my idea about painting, that I'm not interested in the function of a car, but I'm only interested in the direction of that car in a cityscape and the reflections of the light and the shadows under it. I say that to myself often, but when you just sketch on this small piece of paper before you start the real painting, then you feel that there is more freedom possible, because this is not going to a gallery. This is not going to be framed. Well, maybe it will, who knows, but that was not the feeling that I had when I was just messing around with this one. I was only trying the strongest yellow for this part on the right, and I was exploring the lights and darks in the trees and the sharp edges of the architecture and the soft edges of the trees, and then the direction of the shadows, the straight lines here in the sky, and then this sketch was done. Actually, I can say that everything is told in this composition, so maybe there is not that much more necessary in this composition. This is really a pure abstract interpretation of your subject. So when I will paint a man on a bicycle in the painting, is only because I need an element over there, or I need more details over there. As some of you probably already saw, there is another video this week. So there are 2 videos this week for you. And that other video is about a painter that I really admire his work for this reason, for his abstract approach to his subject. I am only able to use his first name because his second name is really hard to pronounce for me as a Dutchman. So I will share the link to his website in the description, and I will write his name under this screen in the video. Eugène. I knew that Eugène was coming to West Europe this summer, and yeah, I just wrote him an email and asked if we could meet each other, and maybe even he was into making a video together. And this weekend he was in Belgium, and there he met the watercolor painter Amit El Haddad. I made a beautiful video with them. I think more than a year ago. We had a good conversation about watercolor paint. He's a watercolor painter en plein air. He works a lot outside. And these 2 painters started a painting in the beautiful center of Brugge in Belgium. I was there as well, but they started a painting of a subject that I really disliked. So I decided not to join them painting, but only shooting a video of Eugène working on his plein air watercolor painting. What this guy is doing in composition, in direction, in lines, in balance between left, right, high, low, hard, soft, everything in this dish that we call a watercolor painting is so well done in the painting he makes. And I think my opinion, and the reason why he's able to do this is that he is so free in his approach to the subject because he's able to see it as an abstract composition. For example, I saw maybe 2 or 3 towers in his composition, as I saw 5 or 6 towers in reality. There was a roof on the right side, and he just pushed it to the left so that it appeared above a tree in his composition. And he was really pushing things to the left, to the right, pushing things back until he had a nice composition. I'm learning to do that more and more as well. It's strange that I say learn, because I really know when a composition is in balance, but I use the word learning because it's that, well, I call it a conflict, but it's not the right word maybe, but let's call it a conflict, a certain conflict between my composition and reality. Reality is interesting, and I often want to stick onto that reality. Although the composition asks a lot of other things most of the time from me. So you can imagine why I wanted to meet this guy, this painter, Eugène, and maybe you can even imagine how refreshing it was for me to see this painter work. Yeah, there's really an opportunity that you are able to see what he's doing in front of that scene that he paints on his piece of paper, and the opportunity that I can share this with you, that's amazing, of course. So if you would like to see another painter that I admire, check out this video. I will share the link in the description under this video. Yeah, of course, there is always a certain refreshing influence when you have seen painting someone else. It's not that it changes your work, but yeah, there is another awareness. So a new week, a new subject, and another kind of awareness of what I want in my composition. I think you know by now what I mean. What you see when this painter Eugène is painting, I once joined Alvaro Castagnet as well, and when he was in Amsterdam. When I see these painters painting, as I observe them, I see that they are mostly watching their painting. So it's not a 50% observing reality and 50% observing the painting, but it's watching the scene, looking at the scene that they want to paint, and then they start drawing. And you see them once more looking to the reality, drawing. And as soon as they start painting, they seem to look only at the painting. That's interesting for me too. So it looks like they don't need that scene actually anymore. They paint outside, but they are totally focused on the painting. So maybe that's why they are not that disturbed by everyone around them, because they are totally focused on their plan that they work on their painting. And that's why I made this sketch just for myself. In this sketch, this is a plan for me, what I want to. These are the colors, and this is the balance that I want to make on this larger size as well. And then I focus more on those colors, more on this subject instead of that subject that's on my computer.
Zeker. Oh ja, ja.
Deze die mag je afknippen.
Ja.
Dan kun je deze verhouden.
Oh,
Dus ik zou er 4 aanhouden.
ja, dus het gaat. Ja. Oké. Ja, want die hadden we voor deze hadden we. Deze hadden we wel laten zien. Ja. Goed. En die?
Deze 5.
Ja. Oké. Ja. Top.
Dank u.
Gaan we doen. Dank u wel.
Mag ik nog met deze even de schilderij? I expected to finish this one this week. I mean, I'm painting cityscapes daily, but there is something in this composition that's not very simple. The higher part is simple, the lower part is simple, but that part in the middle, that very small line here in the composition in the middle, there is a certain noisy rush. People, cyclists, lanterns, windows, dustbins. There's going on a lot over here, and if you don't paint it, then you get those ugly edges here, the corners over here, and here there happens nothing as well. So I have to find a way, and that takes time, to paint it in the same way as the cables, the trees, the windows, and so on. There's no hurry. This is just a painting that comes along, and there was more to do this week. Of course, I went to Belgium for that other video, and I visited clients, starting a new commission painting, so there's always more to do. Well, maybe I will finish this one next week. See you then, enjoy the weekend, and thank you for watching.